Hello everyone, this is Inayat Mir with my Active Directory Federation services. This is my video number 3 using Windows Server 2016 environment. We have just successfully completed in video number 2 configuring Active Directory Claims Provider Trust, configuring the application to trust incoming claim, configuring a relying party trust for the claims aware applications, configuring claim rules for the relying party trust, and also at the end we tested access to the claims aware application. We also configured Internet Explorer to pass local credentials to application automatically, so we cannot see any kind of prompt when we browse to the URL. Now let's move on to the next part where we're gonna create a DNS record for Active Directory Federation services at Trey Research. To the other end, we will create a certificate for Active Directory Federation services at Trey Research. We will install ADFS for Trey Research. We will configure ADFS for Trey Research, and we will configure a claims provider trust for the research ADFS server. So we're gonna just as usual do a pause a screen, look at the scenario where I can also give you a brief scenario of this environment before I log into my Trey Research domain. So Trey Research is a Trey-DC1 is a host name of my Trey Research .NET domain. So this is a part 2 or second part. So the second part shows about some deployment. The second scenario of deployment in this video is to enable Trey Research users to access the web application. You plan to configure the integration of ADFS at Trey Research with ADFS at Adatum Corporation, and then verify that Trey Research users can access the application. You also want to confirm that you can configure access that is based on user groups. You must ensure that all users at Adatum Corporation and only users who are in the production group, which I will show you is in the Active Directory at Trey Research, can access the application. So by saying this, we can continue here to log into our Trey DC1 host and Trey Research.net domain. So let's go and open DNS console. We always can go from administrative template from server manager. From tools we have all available, snap-ins or console, where you can start creating a host records or reviewing DNS. So this is the other end of the forest where I am in my treyresearch.com domain. I am going to create a new a host record. The record name is same as we had in adatum.com ADFS, but the IP will be 172.16.10.10, which is IP address of this host. So once you do this, click on add host, click on OK, and once we are done, a record is there. Now we are safely able to close this DNS console. So now we are going into IIS. Internet Information Services. We're gonna open a server certificate from this console. Just click on Trey-DC1. Under server certificates, we're gonna look at the certificate. We're gonna create a widget for this domain certificate and going to fill this all information. Organization is Trey Research. Organizational unit is IT. City locality is London. England, Great Britain. So that is how we are going to select that. So once you click on next, in case if you cannot pass this point, you simply restart Active Directory Federation Services. I'm sorry, not Active Directory Certificate Services. You have to select Try Research CA when you click on next. Friendly name. The friendly name could be any friendly name. Once you select the Try Research CA, you can add any friendly name. For the lab purpose, we're going to add adfs.tryresearch.net. That will be your friendly name. And if you click on finish, it should go through. You might have to wait for a few seconds. Alright, so everything so far looks good. Alright, so we are done from this point. Just take a look at the certificate. So all looks good. Now we're gonna repeat the same process at this domain from admin PowerShell. So you have to open up a PowerShell with administrative privileges. So because we are going to create a distribution service root key. So we're gonna do the same command, add -kds root key space minus effective time. Then you have to use regular brackets. Inside of those brackets, you have to use again brackets, get dash date dot add hours in the parentheses, and then -10. So this command creates the key distribution service root key to generate group managed service accounts passwords for the account that you will use later in this lab. Again, same thing as we had before, the same note. I'm pulling the same note up again. So you should receive a GUID, which we did as a response to this command. So just note the command. It's a very common, usual process. Now we are going to start. Add roles and feature visit. Again, this should be a fairly, very quite simple, easy process for you because this was done at adatom.com. Domain member, which was 11-svr1, I believe, or no, I think it was in adatom.com 11-dc1. Yes, this was done on 11-dc1. We are doing the same thing here. We are selecting Active Directory Federation Services and installing. So I did a fast forward, so you don't have to wait and see or watch what I am doing here because you understand the process. So this fast forward is acceptable. As we did before, exactly same process. Now we have to configure. You can also watch video 1, and at the very beginning of video 2 we went through the same process using adatom.com domain. So we selected this adfs.research.net certificate. We just viewed that one. This wasn't done in this lab, you know that one. So this was a separate process, which I have another separate video where you have seen this one. This is my managed service account portion. ADFS service was supposed to be here in this domain as well. we are going to use Windows internal database. We are not using a SQL. We don't have a SQL anyway, so we are using the default option, Windows internal database. And we are now reviewing the options, looking at prerequisite checks. Once everything is good, green, now we can click on configure. Once we are done, we are good to go for the next step, but we are going to restart tray-DC1 first. So I'm just not using a fast forward, so you can take a look what is the progress of this installation and configuration, which I have done in my previous video number 2 and also in video number 1 for my ADFS part 1 and ADFS part 2. So everything is good. So just ignore these warnings. That is not an error. So far we are good. So we are now safely can reboot our tray-DC1. As I said before, tray-DC1 is our host name, as you can see on the right side of the screen here. And trayresearch.net is a domain name. So we have 2 domains here. One is datum.com, one is a trayresearch.net. So in between we have a web server, which is lon-svr1, where we are running a test app or test application. We want actually this test application access from both domains. So we are back on lon-dc1, and we are going to add claim provider trust. Okay, so we are going to add a claim provider trust on lon-dc1. So we can use a PowerShell again. We can use the same command as we have done it before. add-ADFS claims provider trust space minus name space minus tray research space minus metadata URL. So you're going to add that URL what we used in the past, like https://adfs.trayresearch.net/federation metadata/2007-06/federation metadata.xml. That is the command on the screen right now. You can see that one. So this will add a claim provider trust. We can also verify from the ADFS, from Active Directory Federation Services Console. Now we're gonna disable token binding in ADFS. So you're going to run this command. Because of compatibility issues with Internet Explorer 11, including Microsoft Edge, we are going to type this command. Set-ADFS property space minus ignore token binding space $true. Now we are going to edit tray research claim rules. That is a next part. We are just looking at ADFS properties, where you can see a couple of more things as well. This one step which I went through, look at the property just to look at the certificate renewal, automation or manual. So that was not part of your lab step, but I just was looking at my own. So we are just going to here edit trade research claim rules for now. Okay, we're going to add acceptance transform rules, and we're going to add rule at this point here. We're going to select the rule template, and this will be the pass through or filter an incoming claim. Now you can click on next to configure claim rule. This name will be passed through Windows account name, and incoming claim type will be Windows account name. So here we're going to type here pass through Windows account name, and we're going to select Windows account name. So leave the pass through all claim values and finish. If there's any warning, we can acknowledge that warning. With a yes. If warning shows yes, just read it, pause it, and click on yes, and close the ADFS management console. And just click OK to close this wizard. So what we did so far, we created a DNS record for ADFS at this at the other end in trade research domain, and we created a certificate for ADFS at trade research. We installed ADFS at trade research. We configured ADFS for trade research, and we configured claim provider trust for the trade research ADFS. Now we can move on further. We're gonna configure ADFS for federated business partner. So this is gonna be a part 2 of this section, but this is a part 3 of my video. So we're gonna configure a relying party trust for a Datum Corporation application, and we will verify access to the website. We will configure issuance authorization claim rules to allow access only for a specific group. So we are at now trade research side at the trade research domain. We logged in as an administrator to trade research, but we're going to start from the PowerShell again, because from the PowerShell we are going to create a relying party trust that is a little bit convenient and handy. So you're going to use the command add-adfs relying party trust space minus name, then you're going to put the name of the corporation in single quotes, a Datum Corporation. Then you're going to have a space, then minus metadata URL. So you're going to add a URL metadata as we used before for this environment. If there's any error, you just simply can review it, and if any error comes back, that means something went wrong. So we will try not to have an error, and we'll try to type it nicely. Now you can go back to verify ADFS management has that relying party trust. From the left side, you can look at relying party trust. Yes, we do. And now we're going to issue, we're going to actually use again claim issuing policy. We're going to edit claim issuing policy now. So we're going to go to relying party trust and action pane. We're going to use this tab, edit issuing policy. We're going to add a transform claim rule. So we're going to add that rule here. From this template, we're going to use a pass through. Yes. This name will be passed through Windows account name as we did before. We just did this before at the other end. We're going to do the same at this side as well. So pass through Windows account name, and incoming claim type list will be the same Windows account name. And we will leave pass through all claim values as we did again at ADATM side. And now we can click on finish. All right. Click on OK. To continue, we're going to edit a access control policy now. So we're going to permit everyone as we did. So we can close ADFS. We can move on to the IE, Internet Explorer. So we're going to select the privacy and sites, allow ADFS.com now. So we want to avoid any prompt actually. So when we test the test app. So once we add, we should be good. Now we can browse to the test app. So we can, after this one, once we click on OK, we can go and type the https://lon-svr1, which is our web server.adatum.com/adatum test app, as you remember that we configured in video 2. So that app we want to try to access. So this time I'm going to use a different user account, April, APRIL. If you get a prompt for the test app, we're going to use April. Just be careful when you type. So we're going to choose trade research, but we're going to try to use a different account. So we got the error. So I refreshed again, tried again. Waiting. Okay, this time it went through. Okay, we got authenticated. We can close the IE. And we will open IE again. Same URL should show up. If not, just type it. It looks same. Alright, so again I am going to type trade research /April. And we went through. Technically, we should not get prompted for the second time, but we got prompted for the username and password again. So let me put this small note here. You just simply can take a look on this small note. So you are not prompted for a home realm on the second access after a user selects a home realm and a realm. Authority authenticates that user. The relying party's federation server issues a LS realm cookies. The default lifetime for the cookies is 30 days. Therefore, to sign in multiple times, you should delete that cookies after each sign in attempt to return to a claim site. So it is very clear that we're supposed to clear the cookies and then try again each time when you try. So let's continue. This is a very usual error which came in. All we did that we did not basically went through straight up. So let's open ADFS management, and we're gonna edit a datum claim issuance policy at this time. So we're going to use a relying party trust option, right click, edit claim, issuance policy, and we can now remove the pass-through Windows account name. So we just removed this rule, and we're going to add another claim rule, which will be pass through or filter an incoming claim. So on the claim rule name, we will allow production members or give them a name, allow production. Type should be a group. So this time we are going to set up a group which is a production from trade research. So any member of the production group who needs access to the app will be able to get access. So this is a very simple rule here. In other words, you simply can go and look at Active Directory at research.net and find a group and see that who is a member of that group. So you're gonna find those all members, and one of those members what you're gonna select should be able to access the app. So you are going to look for the incoming claim values. So we are adding this as a group. So we're gonna use group. Group name is production from trade research. All right, this looks good. Now we can click on OK. We change the condition. So you can edit Active Directory claim rule from the claim provider trust. We can edit the claim rule and add a claim rule. So this will be a transform claim rule visit. Claim rule template, basically what you see here now, send group membership as a claim. So that is a point or key point to remember. And then we're going to configure a claim rule. Click on next to configure claim rule. Name will be a production group claim. And at this time now we directly can reach to the Active Directory at trade research through browse, because that is where you can clearly find that there is a group production. So you can click on the browse. and you can discover that group. Okay, verified. Click on OK. Alright, so we got that outgoing claim type. Now it's supposed to be group. And claim value, we can type the same name as we did above, trade research dash production. So this is done. Now we can click on finish and click on OK and close Active Directory Federation Services. So this part is done. We are ready to test the app. Back to the browser, same URL, and the user who belongs to production is Ben. We can verify that from Active Directory, but the username is BEN is a login ID. I can paste the password and bingo, we are in. Alright, so we were successfully able to browse to the app using a group membership. So far everything worked as intended. So I'm going to quickly look at here production group intro research, just to let you know that this was not a part of your. Okay, here we have members production. So Ben is a member of productions group. So far everything went well and perfectly right. So what we did so far, we basically did the lab part 3 for ADFS using Windows Server 2016, but in part 3 we have successfully configured a relying party trust for a Datum Corporation application. We verified access to the website. We also have configured issuance authorization claim rules to allow access only for a specific group. So this group was production at Trade Research, and we also verified access to the website with the group restrictions. So I hope you would like this video. So this video was altogether in 3 parts: part 1, part 2, part 3. If you are missing anything, so I would suggest that you have to go back and review ADFS part 1, then part 2, then part 3. Previously I have posted Windows Server 2016 2012 R2 related ADFS, and few years back I have posted ADFS using Windows Server 2008 R2. So those are very customized ADFS videos, and then I have posted a big long document, 29 pages document as well related to ADFS. If you want to set up your own ADFS environment with 4 servers and 1 client, so you can request for that document as well if you don't have it, but that document is on Google. I posted on my website, so you can search and find it. So thank you for watching this video. I will see you in my next video. Bye.